Now let's get to Art Laffer. He joins us this morning. Art, great to see you. Well, let me
Lovely to
begin
see you,
there.
Ashley.
Let me ask you this, Art. How crucial is American energy dominance to the economy?
I don't know about dominance is important, but boy, we need to free up energy here in the United
Yeah.
States. We need to free it up. We need to bring those prices down. And we've just seen the beginning. If you'll remember when Reagan came in, when he took the oath of office, he decontrolled oil and the price of oil fell by almost 50, 60% in real terms. It was just an amazing drop there,
Yeah.
which really spurred the economic growth of the Reagan era. And I think it's going to do the exact same thing for Donald Trump. It's just really, really important for America. Now, that may be important for the rest of the world. I do like the idea that lower oil prices does put a little pressure on Russia to try to
Yeah.
solve that Crimea and Ukraine problem. That does do that. But we need the energy here. We need it for all the sorts of advances in technology, and we're going to get it in great numbers. So I'm really excited about the energy.
Very good. Next one for you, Art. Axios is calling this the Goldilocks economy. Not too hot, not too cold. Are there any areas of the economy that concern you?
Not really, not right now. I mean, there are not many inner areas that bother me at all. The only thing that is sort of problematic is delivering on healthcare price transparency, which for the long run, Ashley, is really probably one of the most important missions President Trump can accomplish. You know, our life expectancy relative to the rest of the world has been declining.
Yeah.
Our costs have been increasing, all because we don't have price transparency. We hide behind HIPAA saying it's privacy. No, it's not. It's a way these healthcare providers have been able to circumvent a free market. If we could get the healthcare price transparency in place, we could increase life expectancy in the U.S. by 3 or 4 years. I mean, that's a lot of years. And we could reduce the cost by upwards of $1 trillion. So this is a big, big deal. That's the only area I'd love to see him put a lot more weight into. And Trump has done the executive orders perfectly, but I think we just need to really push these people and force them into give us prices and let us make the decisions as to whether we should have a CAT scan or not, or our doctors make the decision.
I got 1 minute left, Art. Let me ask you
Sorry.
about the housing market. You mentioned concerns. That's a struggle too, especially for those youngsters trying to get on the housing ladder. Does that worry you?
Now, it does worry me, but the real problem here are property taxes, Ashley. You know, we talk about interest rates, we talk about this other stuff. It's property taxes and local regulations that prohibit people from building houses on the correct lots. You know, this housing affordability is literally how many houses do we produce? It's just that if there are 100,000 houses, there are going to be 100,000 people being able to afford living in those houses. If there are 2 million houses, 2 million people will be able to afford. We need to encourage the net supply of houses, and that's not interest rates or any of this other stuff. It's regulations and property taxes. And if we can get them under control, we can increase the supply of houses dramatically and make them very affordable. And it's all a supply side issue, just supply side.
Right. All right, we'll leave it there, but great to see you, Art, as always.
Thank you, Ashley. I'll keep Nashville warm for you.
You do that. I'll catch up with you soon. Thank you, Art.